Welcome, Thrones fans, to episode 2 of our special Game of Thrones miniseries that's leading up to the season premiere of Season 7, where we give you guys 10 character breakdowns and predictions for the upcoming season. Today's episode's featured character is Jon Snow, and this is Predicting Winter. So let's talk about everybody's favorite Snow who wants to be a Stark and is actually a Targaryen. Well, kind of a hybrid, but yeah. Wow, when you say it like that, it does sound like some real Jerry Springer shit. Nonetheless, Jon is pretty much a stand-up guy. He has all the stubbornness of a Stark and does whatever he thinks is right and best in the long run without thinking about what's best for his immediate safety. He has all the Stark, I'm gonna do what's right no matter what, even if it gets me killed. That has been the end of a majority of his family. Let's do a quick countdown here. Let's see, we got Rickard, Brandon, Ned, Robb, Rickon, and then, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Uncle Benjen here, but I'm pretty sure that's definitely not alive. But Jon has a very interesting trait that sets him apart from the rest, and Jon can come back from the dead, or at least he has come back once, which has kept him immune from the fate that so many other Starks have shared. But when he does come back from the dead, and he stops being easygoing, chill Jon, and remembers you killed him, he will ghost your ass. So this so far has enabled him to do what's right without the permanent consequences that the rest of his family have unfortunately suffered. And when we last left Jon, he was being elected King of the North after winning a battle against Ramsay and a rousing speech/roast of the northern families via the little bear, Lyanna Mormont. Now this is another case of Jon receiving a elevation in position without actively seeking the position, at least publicly. I call this the George Washington effect, and Jon's been doing it since the first season. Let me quickly explain what I mean here. You see, Jon has a certain oh shucks kind of attitude, meaning he is the guy that is like, well, I don't want to be the Lord Commander or the King of the North, but oh shucks, if you guys think I'd be the best choice, I'll do it, even though I don't want to do it. George Washington was famous for this. He did this type of thing many times, but the most notable instance is when George was given the position of General of the Continental Army. He acted like he did not want the position and went on and on about how he wasn't seeking or worthy of the title. Oh shucks guys, I guess I'll do it. Attitude that he constantly displayed, especially at the moment of elevation. You have to remember that George was the only man to show up to every meeting of the Congress in full military dress. He did the same song and dance when elected president. So my point is, I don't think Jon is as humble as he comes off. And he did show this a bit during this argument with Sansa about the strategy of the Battle of the Bastards. I think Jon, rightfully so, was fed up with people not taking the threat of the White Walkers seriously. I think this is going to lead to him clashing with a lot of those who are involved in the consolidation of power in the North, especially Sansa, as well as Daenerys when she arrives. Like I said in episode 1 of this series, we're going to be dealing with 3 major story arcs throughout Season 7. First will be the war between men, the second will be the war against the dead, and the third will be the northern turmoil. Okay, so this next part is going to be full of potential spoilers, and I'll only be discussing aspects of storylines that have been pretty much confirmed or those in which I highly believe are going to happen, as well as my predictions for Jon in the situations he will find himself in. So I won't be speculating for 10 minutes if I think he's going to go ranging beyond the wall, just because I don't want to waste your time or insult your intelligence. So first off, let's talk about trouble at home. Jon has just been pronounced the King of the North, but I think he's going to have a lot of tough decisions to make if he plans on actually consolidating the North, especially when it comes to what to do with the houses who did not side with the Starks for the Battle of the Bastards. Now, I don't know how much time Jon is going to really have this season to spend in Winterfell. I'm expecting 2 episodes at least, probably the first and the last episode, and 3 tops. So this is going to leave a good amount of conflict with Sansa, since he might be making decisions and counting on her to carry them out, since he won't be there. We know Sansa has different ideas about how to rule, and especially with Littlefinger whispering in her ear, she's going to be very, very conflicted. I do believe Littlefinger is going to have more of a hold on Sansa than most of us would like to believe. They have been really playing up the division in the recent promotions, but I do wonder how much time really do they have to spend on this storyline, and more importantly, how much time does Jon have to spend on it? The main takeaway from this probably should just be that Jon's going to be forced to order his sister to do something for the first time in his life, and she's probably not going to agree with all of his decisions. Then he's just going to leave. And you'll most likely find out that Sansa hasn't been following his orders, and I believe this is where the conflict is going to come, especially when you figure in the search for the dragon glass that I'm positive he'll be undertaking, as well as treating with Dany and evidently agreeing to go on a range beyond the wall just to capture a white. I know this will end up being cool, but it's a little bit too much Scooby-Doo for my likes, and what makes me a little frustrated is that the woman who just flew over with 3 dragons thinks the White Walkers are a little bit too crazy to believe. But nonetheless, we will see Jon and his companions venture beyond the wall. I also do believe that the deal he makes with Dany, whatever it may be, will not sit well with Sansa, because I'm going to go ahead and predict Jon will be willing to give up almost anything, and this includes his position as King of the North in order to secure Dany's aid. I believe at this moment Jon cares about little else other than defeating the White Walkers. I also believe he will go as far as to push for peace with the Lannisters in order to swell his numbers. As far as just straight predictions on a lot of the popular topics that have been discussed within the fandom, such as, will he find out his true parentage? I'll say yes, and this will most likely come in the last episode, and I don't think it'll come from Littlefinger, or guest appearance from Holland Reed, even though that would be awesome. I believe it'll come from Bran. And will he reunite with Arya? I believe so, but it'll be quick, and most likely at the end of the season as well. It really just depends on how quick Arya gets to Winterfell, because like I said, I don't believe Jon's going to be there. On whether or not he'll die and come back once more this season, yes, I believe he will. And finally, will he hook up with Dany? Yes, I think he will, but I think the revelation of his true parentage will actually come after and cause a divide between the two, not because of the whole incest thing. Dany will probably be cool with that. I don't think it's going to sit too well with Dany that people are finding out that Jon is Rhaegar's son, and he could become a legitimate threat to her claim to the throne, since by the time they find this out, she will most likely see how capable Jon is and how much he's loved by the people. So that's my Jon predictions, everybody. I'll be releasing episode 3 later on this week, hopefully sooner than later, and I'll be announcing who I'm doing episode 3 on Twitter later today, so make sure to follow me on Twitter, and also make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. As always, I'm Justin Thomas. I thank you guys for listening and watching, and I will see you soon.